Imagine opening your freezer late at night. You take out your favorite ice cream. You scoop it into a bowl. It looks creamy, it smells sweet. But here's the shocking truth. What if I told you, it might not even be real ice cream? Yes, you heard that right. Some popular ice creams sold in the UK today are not actually made the traditional way. They are filled with cheap vegetable oils, artificial flavors, stabilizers and chemicals, and very little real milk. In fact, some experts say they should not even be called ice cream at all. And today, we are exposing the shocking truth. Section 2. What real ice cream actually is before we expose the worst brands. Let's understand something very important. What makes real ice cream real? True ice cream has only a few simple ingredients: fresh milk, cream, sugar, natural flavor, that's it. No complicated chemicals. No artificial fillers. No vegetable fats. Real ice cream melts slowly. It tastes rich. And it has a smooth, creamy texture. But many modern brands don't follow this anymore. Section 3. The hidden problem in modern ice cream. Over the years, big food companies found ways to make ice cream cheaper. Instead of using real cream, they started using palm oil, hydrogenated fats, artificial stabilizers. Why? Because real dairy is expensive. So to increase profit, they replaced it with cheap ingredients. And most customers don't even notice. Section 4. The shocking ingredient swap. Here's something many people don't know. Some ice creams contain less than 10 real milk. The rest? A mix of vegetable oils, emulsifiers, artificial flavoring. This creates a product that looks like ice cream. But technically, it's closer to frozen dessert paste. Section 5. Why companies do this. There are three main reasons. 1. Lower cost. Milk and cream are expensive. Vegetable oil is extremely cheap. So companies cut costs. 2. Longer shelf life. Real ice cream spoils faster. Artificial ingredients last longer. So companies use them to reduce waste. 3. Perfect texture control. Stabilizers make ice cream extra smooth, very fluffy, slow to melt, but this perfect texture is artificial. Section 6. Health concerns. You should know this is where things get serious. Fake ice cream can contain trans fats, excess sugar, chemical stabilizers. These are linked to weight gain, heart problems, high cholesterol, and many people eat ice cream thinking it's dairy-based and natural. But it isn't. Section 7. How to spot fake ice cream. Here's an easy trick. Always check the label. If you see these words, vegetable fat, palm oil, emulsifiers, numbers, artificial flavors, then it is not real ice cream. Real ice cream labels are short and simple. Section 8. The texture test. Another simple way to test: leave ice cream at room temperature. Real ice cream melts smoothly, turns into creamy liquid. Fake ice cream becomes foamy, looks oily, separates into layers. That's a major red flag. Section 9. The marketing trick. Companies use clever marketing words like creamy style, frozen treat, dairy dessert. Notice something. They avoid using the word real ice cream. Because legally, they sometimes cannot. Section 10. Why people keep buying it. 3 main reasons. 1. Cheap price. 2. Attractive packaging. 3. Strong advertising. Most buyers assume, if it's in the freezer section, it must be real. But that's not always true. Section 11. How to choose better ice cream. Here's what to look for. Milk as first ingredient. Cream listed clearly. No vegetable oils. Short ingredient list. Premium brands usually follow these rules. Section 12. Final warning message. So next time you go shopping, don't just grab the cheapest tub. Because it might not be ice cream at all. It might be a frozen mix of chemicals and oils. And now, you know the truth. Section 13. Outro. Call to action. If this shocked you, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more food truth reveals, and tell us in the comments, did you ever check your ice cream ingredients before? Stay safe. Stay informed. And remember, not everything in your freezer is what it seems. After learning that many frozen desserts aren't real ice cream, food experts in the UK decided to investigate. They visited supermarkets. They collected popular ice cream tubs. They studied ingredient labels. And what they discovered was shocking. Many well-known brands were not using real cream as their main ingredient. Instead, they were filled with vegetable fats. Section 15. What lab tests revealed? Independent food testers examined dozens of samples. Here's what they found. Some products contained more palm oil than dairy, artificial emulsifiers in high amounts, extremely low milk content in some cases. The milk content was so low, it barely qualified as ice cream. Section 16. The most common trick used. Experts found one trick used again and again. Instead of writing ice cream clearly, companies use terms like frozen dessert, ice cream style, dairy-free creamy treat. This allows them to legally sell the product without meeting real ice cream standards. Section 17. The price illusion. Have you noticed something? The cheapest ice cream tubs are always very large, extremely fluffy, surprisingly light in weight. That's because they contain more air and vegetable fats. Real ice cream is heavier because real cream is dense. So if a huge tub feels very light, that's a big warning sign. Section 18. The never melts problem. Some customers noticed something strange. Certain ice creams don't melt normally. Instead, they stay foamy, keep shape for a long time, leave an oily layer after melting. Experts say this happens because of stabilizers and fats replacing cream. Real ice cream melts smoothly and evenly. Section 19. Why big companies prefer fake ingredients? The answer is simple: profit. Using real cream costs much more. Vegetable fat costs far less. By replacing dairy with oils, companies can produce more quantity, longer shelf life, lower production cost, but the quality drops. Section 20. The psychological marketing strategy. Companies know customers love creamy texture, so they use clever tricks, bright colorful packaging, words like luxury or premium, images of fresh milk splashing, but these pictures can be misleading because sometimes there is very little real milk inside. Section 21. Hidden health impact. Eating fake ice cream occasionally isn't dangerous, but frequent consumption can cause problems because it often contains high sugar levels, processed fats, artificial additives. Over time, this can lead to increased cholesterol, higher calorie intake, poor digestion. Many people think they're eating dairy, but they are actually eating processed fats. Section 22. The label reading secret. Experts recommend checking one simple thing: the first ingredient. Ingredients are listed by quantity. So if the first ingredient is vegetable oil, palm fat, water, and sugar, then it is not real ice cream. Real ice cream always starts with milk or cream. Section 23. The texture comparison test. Here's a simple home test. Take 2 ice creams, one premium, one cheap. Leave them at room temperature. You'll notice real ice cream melts smoothly and becomes creamy liquid. Fake ice cream becomes foamy and separates into layers. That's the difference between dairy fat and vegetable fat. Section 24. Consumer reactions. When customers learned about this issue, many were shocked. Some said, "I thought I was buying real ice cream for years." Others said, "It explains why some brands taste artificial." The biggest surprise was how common this practice had become. Section 25. Why laws allow this? You might wonder. Why is this even allowed? Because regulations focus on labeling. As long as companies don't falsely call it ice cream, they can sell it as frozen dessert. That's why reading labels is so important. Section 26. Smart shopping tips. Here are expert tips to stay safe. Choose brands with short ingredient lists. Avoid vegetable oil in ice cream. Pick products labeled made with real cream. Check milk percentage if available. These small steps make a big difference. Section 27. The premium vs cheap reality. Premium ice cream costs more for a reason. Real dairy, natural ingredients, richer taste. Cheap ice cream saves money by cutting quality. So sometimes paying slightly more protects your health. Section 28. Part 2. Ending hook. So now you know. Not every ice cream in UK supermarkets is real. Many are cleverly disguised frozen desserts. And the biggest shock? Some of the most popular brands fall into this category. But the story isn't over yet. Because in the next part, we reveal the worst ingredient offenders, the shocking manufacturing secrets, and how fake ice cream is actually made. Most people imagine ice cream being made like this, fresh milk poured into machines, cream slowly mixed, natural flavors added. But in many large-scale factories, the process is very different. Instead of starting with fresh dairy, production often begins with powdered ingredients, vegetable oils, artificial stabilizers. Yes. Some ice creams don't even start with real milk at all. Section 30. The ice cream formula mix in industrial production. Factories create something called base mix. This base mix contains water, vegetable fat, sugar, syrup, chemical stabilizers. This mixture is heated, blended, and cooled. Only after this, artificial flavors are added to create taste. So the final product looks like ice cream, but it's actually a processed formula. Section 31. The shocking air injection trick. Here's one of the biggest secrets. Many ice cream factories inject large amounts of air into the product. This process is called overrun. Why do they do this? Because more air means bigger volume, lower cost, higher profit. Some cheap ice creams contain up to 50 air. That means half the tub is literally just air. Section 32. Why fake ice cream feels so light. Have you ever noticed cheap ice cream tubs feel very light? That's because of the air injection process. Real ice cream feels heavy because it contains dense cream. Fake ice cream feels fluffy because it contains air, vegetable oil, stabilizers, not real dairy. Section 33. The freezing illusion after mixing. The product enters rapid freezing tunnels. But unlike traditional ice cream, this freezing process is designed to lock air bubbles inside, maintain artificial texture, prevent natural melting behavior. That's why fake ice cream melts strangely. Section 34. The flavor illusion. One of the biggest shocks for customers is flavor. Many popular ice creams don't use real ingredients like real vanilla beans, fresh strawberries, natural chocolate. Instead, they use synthetic flavor chemicals. These chemicals are designed to taste extremely strong, smell appealing, last longer on shelves, but they don't provide real nutrition. Section 35. The palm oil problem. One of the most common replacements for dairy cream is palm oil. Palm oil is used because it is cheap, long-lasting, easy to process, but excessive consumption of processed palm fat is linked to high cholesterol, heart disease risk, increased calorie intake, and many customers don't even realize it's inside their ice cream. Section 36. The psychology of addiction. Food scientists design fake ice cream to be extremely sweet, extra smooth, highly flavorful. This combination triggers pleasure centers in the brain, so customers keep craving more. This is why some cheap ice creams taste too addictive. It's not natural. It's engineered. Section 37. What workers have revealed. Some former factory workers have shared surprising details. They reported that huge tanks of vegetable fat are stored instead of cream. Artificial flavor barrels are used in bulk. Machines inject air automatically. Many workers said the product looks nothing like traditional ice cream during production. Section 38. Why most customers never notice. There are 3 reasons. 1. Strong flavor hides quality difference. 2. Cold temperature reduces taste sensitivity. 3. Marketing creates trust, so customers rarely question what's inside. Section 39. The melting test. Truth. Experts say the easiest way to detect fake ice cream is the melting test. Real ice cream melts into creamy liquid, has smooth texture. Fake ice cream forms bubbles, leaves oily residue, separates into layers. This happens because vegetable fat behaves differently from dairy fat. Section 40. The billion-dollar industry. The frozen dessert industry is worth billions. Companies save millions by replacing cream with cheaper ingredients. Even a small change in formula can increase profits massively. So there is strong financial motivation to continue this practice. Section 41. The legal gray area. Many companies operate within legal limits. They avoid calling their product ice cream. Instead, they label it as frozen dessert, dairy treat, creamy snack. This protects them legally, but confuses customers. Section 42. Consumer awareness is growing. Recently, more people are learning about this issue. Customers are starting to read labels carefully, choose premium brands, avoid vegetable fat products. This growing awareness is slowly changing the market. Section 43. The simple rule to remember. If you remember only one thing from this video, remember this: real ice cream starts with milk and cream. If it doesn't, it's not real ice cream, no matter how attractive the packaging looks. Section 44. Part 3. Ending hook. Now you know the shocking